Hello and welcome, listeners and everybody. I am Inky, and I will be your DM for today. Well, kind of DM. It's a 12 FPS, but um, and with me today are two lovely players. Could you introduce yourselves by name?
Um, Hi, I'm Vamp.
Forgetting
I'm Vamp. I'm playing the Magic Man Mersel because of course I am.
Natch.
Otherwise known as Tobias's and Primrose's trophy husband.
Hi, I'm Yuni. I keep forgetting that my nickname puts me higher in the list than usual.
Yeah, you're
But
usually lies below V usually. So
Yeah, that's why I was waiting for you to.
you did a tricky little switch on your nickname at the last second.
yeah,
I did. Like, listen, Vamp starts with a V.
yeah.
I keep forgetting to change my nickname back to it.
But yes, I am playing Banjo Man himself, Larry Samuel.
The banjo man and the magic man.
Mm.
Will they meet today? Yes, they will. Will they meet at last?
Finally, after so long, they're finally going to be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, like he knows who Larry is. He knows Larry exists. They've just never fucking met.
Nope.
Yeah, you'd think the guy who runs the cafeteria would know everybody, but nope, this is the one dude who barely eats, just goes
Yeah,
and gets his own food.
yeah, he never goes to the kitchen, or if he does, it'd be when Marcel isn't around. I look at the Toby Larry fusion FPS.
Hmm.
So it's just he's never ever actually met Larry.
It's just
Uh, this will be what finally brings them together. Is a fun little new friend.
fun little new friend who I will. Actually, let me start from the Dodo Studios kitchen here. Um, Marcel, what are you up to today? It's a nice day at Dodo Studios. It's pretty. It's hasn't been very eventful. Studio's still on hiatus. At least engineer side is. But you are still making food for DJ Moves side, and but in general, what are you up to today?
All right, he's probably already finished making what he needs at this point, so he's just taking a bit of a break in the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Probably reading something.
um, so I think, how am I gonna do this? Um, you hear from outside a gentle kind of thump. Um, and oh, asterisks.
I think he'd peek over his book at that, and it's just hello?
And at that point, you see the door slowly open up, uh, and holding the handle very gingerly is a familiar face. It is Cody in their winged mode. They seem to have a 1,000-yard stare. Um, they slowly kind of hover into the kitchen and they gently, quietly close the door behind them. And then, very quickly, they zoom straight up to your face, Marcel. Marcel, friend, something is very, very wrong, and I don't know what to do.
Oh, I think Cell kind of blinks at that, and and puts his book aside, and he's just like, "Oh no, is something wrong? Do you feel hurt again?"
No, 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 no. I am fine. I feel fine. I think I and I so they just fell over. And I don't know what happened, and I tried to. And they're just kind of mumbling to themselves, and they're kind of darting here and there, see, like it's trying to keep track of a dragonfly, kind of like going zipping back and forth as they're talking and trying to get words out. And I would like you to make a history check.
History. Okay, history. This is not Mersel's sheet. This is someone else's sheet. Give me a second. I was wondering why the proficiencies were wrong. Okay, history. That's bad. Shit, I'm using a luck point.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh wow. The mannerism. So you've got a 21 on that history thing. The mannerism that you're seeing them behave like is not too dissimilar to how M1A is under a sugar high.
Oh, I think Mersel looks at that and kind of very slowly picks up. You know those things that you use to cover up plates and trays?
Yeah. like the.
I think he picks one of those up and just slowly covers like the desserts that he made for the studio.
Yes.
He's just. You look like you have a lot of energy. Did you eat anything recently?
And Cody suddenly zips over to you and says, "Yes, because it was an emergency, and so M1A they fell over, and then I had to leave, and then they fell over. I do not know their names, but they fell, and they just kind of they're now tugging at your sleeve towards the door."
Okay, he's gonna go follow.
And the door opens, and they zip over to a little further down the hallway, and before you, lying very unconscious, are a penguin and an owl.
Mersel looks at the penguin and the owl. He looks over at Cody Tree.
And Cody's like, "I don't know what happened, and this happened before, and then but they were fine, and when he was fine, but then it happened again, and I don't know what I don't know what happened, and then I thought this isn't normal, and what isn't normal is magic, and magic is you are the he who magic man, and I do not know what that means, but you know about magic, right?"
Yes, I do. Who magic man? But yeah, yes, I do know about magic. Give me a second. I think he's gonna bend over the penguin and the owls and cast a healing spell.
Actually, I don't. This might work. Yeah. The owl kind of blinks sleepily and kind of just "There's a big yawn," and just oh goodness. Oh, what? Huh? Hey, did I just take a nap? Oh.
Yeah. You should probably get to work before moves and our engineer notices you've been napping on a job.
Oh, thanks. Okay. I'll be off. That. Whoa, is he okay? And
Oh yeah. Give me a second. He's gonna shake the penguin awake with a healing spell as well.
The the penguin kind of just does a little stretch and just goes oh, what I fell asleep on the job. Moves is gonna have my hide.
Oh, what moves doesn't know won't hurt him? You should probably run back before he notices.
Yeah, I'll just do that. What was that? I swear I had a second coffee today. And he just like while the owl kind of hurries off in one direction, the penguin just kind of adjusts his glasses, does a quick twirl, and then just kind of like moonwalks down the hall, like, and and Cody watches him go, and goes, they're okay, okay. So that means M1A will be okay, and okay. Um, if you like, you could roll an Arcana check to
Yeah, sure.
see what just happened.
That's a 13. I'm saving my luck points though.
Yeah. I say you get this one because it's a pretty simple bit of magic. They didn't look like they were knocked out by anything. They don't look like they were hurt by anything. And a few spells kind of do something so simple as just make them sleep. In fact, that seems to be the spell that was on them. They were under a sleep spell.
And he kind of like looks at Bodhi Tree and he's just, you mentioned magic?
Yes, magic. And they kind of put their hands on their head and they say, I don't know anything about magic, and and they look around and they go, I did not think, I have never done magic, and I didn't think it was, this can't be magic because I've never done magic before, and none of the sparks can do magic, and M1A cannot do magic, and it doesn't make sense.
Well,
but if I make people just fall over and sleep, then that could be dangerous, and if they just fall over like while doing something important, they could get hurt, and I don't want to hurt anybody, and I was trying to calm down, but whenever I was just trying to calm down, M1A fell asleep, and then I was like, I don't know what
I think like Sol just waits like Bodhi Tree's like panic ramblings out before he's very complete. Well,
I'm sorry, Vamp. Something is muffling you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think he just waits their panic ramblings out before he's just like, well, you and M1A have done things that no other sparks have done, and you're both different people. It stands to reason that you can use magic while he can't. And well, you can't control your magic right now. I wouldn't say that it's inherently a bad or dangerous thing. You can learn to control it.
At hearing that they can't control their magic right now, they just look at you and they say, I can't control my, oh no, okay, so I can't just, but if I try and calm down, the people around will sleep, but if I get too if I get too energetic, then maybe people won't sleep, and there's a crackling kind of happening around them, and they go, but if I just maybe if I just focus and just stay at a comfortable kind of level-headedness, then maybe, and you hear a loud bang
God, someone save this poor man. He's trying so hard.
And I'm not gonna make you roll damage. I'm not gonna roll damage or anything like that. But there is a loud thunderclap.
Oh, dear. Actually, Thunderclap isn't damage. It's actually a save spell.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, I'm gonna roll the con save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am curious. Yeah, that's an 11.
Yeah.
He- I don't think that meets like Cody Tree's DC, but like
No,
it's.
no.
But I won't make you roll damage for it. We'll
No,
just say
no.
that. It's
Yeah. And that echoes loudly, and I think Mersel, I think it echoes loudly throughout the entire studio. And hey, Larry.
Hello.
What are you up to right now?
He has. Larry has been probably at his usual spot in the prop room, and he's been reading something over. He's been reading this very tiny book that is very hard to read, but he's trying.
Oh my gosh.
Those of you who have paid any attention to the tiny Toonkind games he's gotten involved in might know of it. But yeah, he's been rereading this tiny Bible he was given.
Oh my god.
Trying to make sense of it. And not entirely getting there, but doing his damn best.
Oh.
But yeah, I assume there's a big old bang that distracts him.
Yeah, there was a big old bang.
And I think it's fair to say that he would maybe get up to look at what that's about. You never know when another assassination attempt is happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And like explosions do happen in the studio, but that's usually while the engineer is filming, and engineer hasn't been filming quite as much lately. So
yeah, he's been on hiatus for a while.
Yeah. So that's weird. I say you. So you do you leave your prop wardrobe?
Yeah, he goes to peek out and see if he can figure out what's all the hubbub.
If you look a little further down the hall from where you are, you will see a UFO and a wizard guy. You've never seen him before. You've never seen either of these guys before. And they're presently comically charred black.
God, you know that thing with Frankenelli's when like something like that happened and like birds start flying around their head?
Yeah.
Like stars are like floating around Cell's head in a circle.
I think a similar thing is happening to Cody, just like
and Larry he looks at the scene, he sees it and goes, You guys breaking stuff?
Look at all the stars.
I'm gonna say Cody notices you, Larry, and they've gone very quiet and very like very self-conscious and a little bit terrified, and they're just gonna hide behind you, Mersel.
Yeah. God, I think Cell shakes like the stars away from like his head and it's just like, yeah, no, everything's fine. We aren't breaking anything.
Are you sure? Because it looks like you looks like you might be breaking stuff.
No, no breaking stuff. Just a little mishap.
You're okay. Because if you are breaking stuff, I don't know why you would feel the need to lie about it, because that's like a normal thing that happens around here, like constantly, all the time. Like, it's almost weirder that things aren't getting broken more often.
Cody peers out from behind you, Mersel, and says, breaking stuff is part of routine here?
Oh, yes. Quite.
Yeah. This place is kind of disaster central. It's what keeps things interesting, I guess.
Cody is visibly a little bit, alarmed by this. May I have a request?
Yes.
May we hide in the kitchen? Nothing breaks there.
Yes. Sure. We can go back to the kitchen real quick.
I mean, the kitchen does have, like, not for nothing. Kitchen is kind of break stuff central.
Cody firmly says, nothing breaks in the kitchen. and they quickly just hide back behind Mersel.
Larry gives Mersel a look, like, just being like, seriously though, you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. It was just, like I said, it was just a magical mishap. I'm not actually hurt.
Okay.
And Cody kind of goes, I did not mean to.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean to. I'm not hurt.
And I think Cody at this point will just kind of they'll scratch at their antennae a little bit and go, I don't know what to do about this. I got so I don't know. I got so afraid, I guess. No. Just excited? No, that's bad. That's not right either.
I think Saul kind of looks at Cody G, then looks at Larry, who he still has no idea who he is.
What was that roll?
That was an attempt at insight, but unfortunately, as usual, Dice Parser is not nice to Larry.
Oh, Larry.
Yuni, at this point, I feel like you should be allowed to roll your physical dice.
Dice Parser just doesn't like Larry.
Yeah, Dice Parser really, it's not even just Larry. Like, we've had this conversation so many times.
Yeah.
Dice Parser hates my characters specifically.
God, I remember when you rolled for the child in Dreamer's Crest.
Oh, man.
No.
But yeah, so Larry, he's kind of watching all this, and he feels a little bit like he's intruding, and maybe like he should go back into the prop room and leave them to it.
No. I think at this point, though, Cody is going to peer out behind Mersel and say, wait, actually, no, Larry, do you have your banjo on you?
Yeah, he's probably got it like
slung on his back,
strapped to his back. He was, I think, while he was trying to do his reading, he was maybe doing a little plucking at it just to sort of like have something to do with his hands while reading.
Yeah, yeah. I think when Larry, if Larry kind of goes, "Oh, I'm intruding," and turns around,
Mm-hmm.
I think Cody gets a clear view of the banjo on his back, and they're suddenly quite interested. They kind of go, "Oh, oh, um, e- hello, excuse me."
Uh, you're you're excused.
What? No, no. I meant hey. I or wait a moment. Yes, I meant wait a moment. And they head over to that banjo, that stringy thing. What is that? Um, and they stare at it a moment and say, "Oh, this is an instrument."
That's yeah. Um, it's a banjo. He sort of uh unslings it from around his shoulders so that uh they can get a better look at it. He's a little bit perplexed, but if it seems like they enjoy looking at this more than freaking out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, they've seen they know what instruments are, but like they that kind of distracted them from their whole freak out for a bit. They are super into musical instruments and any kind of thing that can make sound. So they have taken a break from their freak out for a moment, and they are staring at this strange device that you've got. And they reach out a finger to poke at it, and
Does a little twang.
then and they're like, oh, twang, what is this?
Um, it's a banjo. Uh, you, I guess, have never seen one before.
No, I haven't. I've seen a drum, a piano, and a recorder. I cannot play a recorder. I do not have a
Oh,
mouth.
well, don't worry. I can't really play the banjo either, so we're in the same boat. Um, but it's pretty cool. You can just kind of hit your fingers against it and make sound happen. So it works for me.
Cody they just kind of do a small strum against the banjo, and I think at this point, hang on. They go, wait, you're not good at the banjo?
Oh, no, I'm what's the word? Kind of garbo. But I like doing it anyway. It helps me like calm down or whatever. So,
And
I keep doing it anyway.
oh, and and Cody kind of they do another strum and they say, "Oh, I like doing. I'm very good at singing because I do it all the time, but I do that whenever I'm not feeling, whenever I need to calm down." Oh,
I mean, yeah.
but why, if you do banjo all the time, why are you not good at it?
He sort of tilts his head back and forth a little, trying to figure out how to put it into words. Like this conversation could be really insulting or rude, but also
absolutely.
but it's like he's the one who's straight up said he's not good at
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's fully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the thing
He's
that
like,
Cody is clearly yes.
I don't know. Guess I'm just not really trying to make it sound nice for other people. I just feel like getting my feelings out there, I guess, and the sound of it is sort of an afterthought in a way, I guess. Also, my fingers aren't. He sort of flexes them. Got big fingers and tiny strings.
Uh, Cody is. They look a little perplexed at that. Why? Why? But isn't the point of music to just sound really nice and good? And and Larry, you suddenly feel like a small, you don't know what it is, but like surrounding you are suddenly a bunch of little like pixelated particles. And hey, you've got and hey, you I think you might have felt this sensation before, but in different circumstances. You've been hit by a bardic inspiration.
Nice. You've been struck by
the
bardic inspiration.
And at this light display and sudden like at this light display, Cody suddenly flinches back from you and says, "Oh no, I did it again. Oh, please don't fall asleep."
I'm not tired. Don't worry.
Are you sure? You sound tired.
No, that's just me in general.
And they spin to face you, Mersel, and go, "Doesn't you sound tired? Did I do it again?"
No, I don't think you did it again. I mean, I could roll Arcana to see if you can figure out what Cody Tree did. Let me see.
Oh,
that's a 28.
That's a 28. That's just bardic inspiration. That's just, Larry's fine.
Yeah, like he's just like
you have seen your boyfriend do this so many times.
Yeah, he's just like, no, that's bardic inspiration. It's a way for arts to encourage other people, basically.
Bard? What is
Yes, bard is a spellcaster that casts using music and musical instruments. My boyfriend is one.
Bard. Wait. Cody turns to face Larry and says, "Are you a bard?"
No. Like I said, I just kind of like music, but I don't do magic stuff. And he's sort of like plucking idly at the strings and just sort of making tuneless noises.
Cody tilts. Oh, sorry.
he looks at Cody just sort of like it. I mean, he's got a mask on. You can't tell what he's thinking.
Yeah, no.
But he is looking at them carefully. He's like, you I mean, for a lot of people, music is about sounding good, but that's not what it's about for everybody. Just so you know, um, music can be about whatever, really.
It's not. And Cody's just
Yeah, um, it's art. Art is about getting your feelings out there, and feelings don't always sound nice to other people, but they're still yours.
Cody. Cody kind of frowns at that. But I. But if my feelings aren't nice, or well, if my feelings don't come out really nicely, then nobody will. Well, nobody wants to hear bad feelings, right? No one wants to hear ugly feelings.
I've here's the thing. That's I don't blame you, but also nah. It is a common misconception. So like what he like looks at Mersel being like, do you want to take care of this? Because like, oh god, is he gonna have to talk about feelings? He's the worst person to talk about feelings.
You know who else is really
Larry looking at Mersel, who only ever plays music for a hobby and who really doesn't really have that much like deep thoughts about it. I can try.
But also Larry, who isn't great at talking about feelings. Mersel, who isn't great at talking about feelings or his own feelings, really.
He's not good about talking about his own feelings. Yeah. It's fine if he's talking about someone else.
Yeah.
I think it's just
ain't that just the way?
Well, obviously a lot of people enjoy making something beautiful that they can share to others, but at the end of the day, with things like music, the only person you're really trying to please should be yourself. The only person that you should really care about, well, the only person whose opinion you should really care about that deeply should be yourself. It's something that you made and for yourself.
And Cody frowns again at this. But what if that I'm not and they're you get the feeling that they're just spinning their I saw that in chat. They start spinning on the spot, and they say, but what if you're not that important, right? You can just make someone you like happy by just and sing nice stuff and just make sure they don't worry and it will, and it's inconvenient anyway. So if I can figure out how to do magic. Well, if I can figure out how to I can make sure to contain my magic and just and make sure I don't make anyone fall asleep or blow up or
Larry, Marcel's
So-
looking at you this time. He would be massively hypocritical if he gave advice for this.
Oh boy. He has no idea who either of these people are. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's just like, okay, I guess I'm in it now. And he goes, okay, look, oh boy. So there's this thing with emotions that if you don't if you're oh god, oh boy, you know about if you put fluids in a bottle, you know? Like if all your bad feelings are fluid that you're just trying to put in a bottle, and not deal with them, but eventually that bottle's gonna run out of space, you know, and it's gonna come out, and you won't have anywhere to put it, and it's gonna get everywhere. That's what happens when you just when you don't deal with the bad feelings. So you gotta put them out somewhere, and if you don't want it to get all over people, if you don't want to, I don't know, splash them with your bad feelings on accident, then you find another way to use them. And for me, that's, well, sometimes I use it to beat up bad guys. But other times I use it for music, because it's a lot easier to just sort of, jam it out sometimes.
And Cody is. They still look kind of like a little stubborn. There's like a little bit of a stubborn look on their face. But the more you talk, Larry, the more they're just kind of like grabbing, they don't have elbows, but they're doing that thing where you have one hand holding your other arm,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of looking down, and they kind of go, I don't want to splash bad feelings on anyone else.
Well,
Yeah, of course.
I think Marcel. Wait, you first.
That would be messy. That would be very, very messy.
Yeah, exactly. So, you, find a different place to pour them.
I have a question. And Cody looks over at you, Mersel, and says, this is magic, right? What I am casting magic now, and it seems to have things to do with how I am feeling.
Yes, most magic is intrinsically linked to the emotion. There are some exceptions, but yes, most magic is the manifestation of the spellcaster's will, and if you don't have much practice in, then yes, it'll respond to your emotions.
And Cody is just giving a sigh, and they go, Mersel friend.
Yes.
How do you deal with your own emotions when they're really like when you don't want to?
Hey Larry, do you want to roll an insight?
Oh boy. Here, okay, let's see.
I'll let you have advantage on this.
That's an 11.
It's great.
Yeah, because the dice are being mean to you.
Yeah.
14 is better.
14.
Yeah. He's not betraying it, but by the way, he's like he started like tugging at his sleeves and like playing with the cloth there. You kind of get the feeling that this man is not good with regulating his own emotions. So he is just sweating internally when he's asked this. Well, give him a moment. He's just trying to find his words, and eventually settles on. Well, I'm not that good at dealing with my emotions. An understatement, if some. But I find that talking to people about it and letting them offer support is a good way of calming down when I'm feeling a little too emotional.
And Cody is thinking about this, and then they turn to Larry and say, so that means in order for us to have not so messy emotions, if we don't want to deal with them, then and they light up and they say, oh, so this means we both have to sing badly.
And Larry, you cannot, again, he's got the mask on. Neither of you know this guy. Neither of you can read him very well.
Yeah.
But you can, probably Mersel, you can almost hear the smile in his voice when he goes, yes, that is absolutely what you need to do.
Larry Mersel sends you such a thankful look.
Okay.
Listen, he already did this whole talk for M1A, and it was difficult as hell. He's really glad that he does not have to repeat the difficulty of sitcom with 33 alone again.
And Larry, he actually starts to turn and gestures. Says, "Come on, I got something that'll help you out." And he starts heading back to the prop room.
And Cody perks up and turns to you, Mersel, and like as a question, like are we going?
Yeah, sure, let's go.
And hey, as we're walking, how about just I know this is a bit of a scene transition, but I'm gonna take this opportunity to say Cody asks, who are you? What's your name?
Oh, Larry. Hi.
I mean, yeah, so that was his deception. I was rolling to see how surprised Mersel looks. He does not look that surprised, but like inwardly he's just like, oh, so this is Larry. I finally met the guy.
Yeah, and Larry did hear Cody calling Mersel by name, and again, the mask. You didn't see any recognition on his face, but he's like, "Oh shit, okay."
Like neither of them are saying anything, but like on the mental plane, they're like Spider-Man meme pointing.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're just like,
You.
oh.
2 years they were in the studio, in and out, and they have never seen each other.
Oh, it had to happen sometime, apparently.
Yeah.
And there we go. Sorry. What who are you?
Oh, and Cody suddenly perks up and says, "Oh, my name is C0D3, but you may call me Cody." And they let's see, baby's first hammer space roll. How's it go? And it goes just well. They quickly hold up a little like, I guess, card key looking thing, and they say, "It is all right. I am permitted to be here. I'm permitted to be here. So I'm not trying to do anything bad. I did not mean to blow up the hallway."
You're fine.
No, you established that. It's cool. You're cool. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And they put it back.
And Larry leads them into the prop room and starts looking through the shelves. Things are more organized than they once were, but it's still a lot of stuff in a lot of space. Like Mersel, you've probably been in here once or twice just by course of working here.
Yeah,
Cody, this is a wonderland of all sorts of weird, strange, random items.
Their eyes are, well, their working eye is glowing, like they're taking in everything. Like, they're not quite as investigative as M1A, but you can tell that they're just trying to restrain themselves from looking at everything around, but they're just taking it in.
And after a minute, Larry comes back. He's got a couple of armfuls of just tiny kids toy type instruments. Like, he's got a triangle, he's got a tiny little xylophone, those sorts of things, and he sort of lays them out in front of the others, and he goes, "All right, pick your weapon of choice."
Cody goes, "Are we fighting?"
In a way, we're gonna have a jam competition. And by competition, I mean just session. There's no stakes here. We're just vibing.
Oh, okay. And Cody turns to Mersel and says, "What are you picking?"
What are the choices again?
Like a triangle, a tiny little xylophone, probably like a thing of bongos, that kind of stuff.
I think he'll go for the triangle.
Oh my gosh. Cody looks around, gravitates a little bit towards the bongos because M1A has a little toy drum, but ends up going for the xylophone.
Nice. And Larry, he takes a seat on a little stool, and sort of swings his banjo around in front and goes, "And now," he strums a chord. "We jam."
I'm going to roll performance really quickly and see how badly Cody misses the point of this.
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Oh, dang.
Hey, Larry got a nat 20!
Holy shit, Larry!
Performance,
Holy
that's another
shit!
nat 20.
Oh my god!
Larry
It turns out everyone's really good at this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I think initially Cody is trying to play like at first it's experimental because they haven't really played an instrument like this before, but they're trying to make it sound pretty, and they're trying to make it sound like really nice, and like Larry, you hear like a pleasant kind of safe melody coming from it, and then you hear like a minor key, then you hear like tap tap, and then you know like whenever kids like have a xylophone and they just kind of like rub the mallet back and forth over the keys, that starts happening.
Yeah. Nice.
and
Cody
Cody makes a face at the
Larry
noise.
Larry, he is genuinely just in the mode of like he's going to strum, he's going to see what comes out, and it is always hit or miss with when Larry starts playing, if it's just going to be completely like out of tune, discordant, nothing that is just feeling like hitting it, or if it's gonna actually end up sounding like something.
Yeah.
This time is very much in the latter category, where he's just sort of like picking out a beat, making up some chords that he's just not sure where he's going with it, because he never is, but it makes a cool backing track.
Mersel, what you tear it up apparently.
I mean, it's a triangle. I feel like the both like Cody Tree and Larry like just absolutely rip it. Like they just do a cool, like an amazing job. And after they're done, Mersel just does a little ding with the triangle. That's somehow like,
but he does it really well.
He does it really well. It's like
really
a sonorous chime that like reaches out throughout the entire studio, and like it's like this.
Yeah, no,
it laid down a really solid, just like rhythm for them to build off of.
Yeah. Yep.
And is Mersel having a good time?
Yeah, he's having a good time. He is mostly like looking at Cody Tree and making sure that she's doing okay as well.
Yeah. Cody is like kind of like they start deviating from their usual kind of means of performance, like and in a way that initially it feels like they're more experimenting than really expressing anything. Like they're thinking really hard about it.
It's fine, because hey, that's part of the process as far as Larry's concerned.
Yeah.
And
I think with that kind of like not so much discordant, but like uneven kind of thing, they do they cast anything? I wonder if they do. I'm guessing they don't at that point. But they look up at your playing, Larry, and they go, "I thought you said you were bad at this."
Yeah, Larry, you did pretty well.
No, everyone has an off day.
And actually, that makes Cody laugh a little bit. Like, I wonder what your own days are like.
Well, stick around. I'm sure I'll hit my stride eventually. You're pretty good at this for someone who hasn't hit the keys before.
I do not hit much. I usually just sing.
Mm. You like singing?
I do.
Mm.
But,
No? If you feel like it, go ahead. No pressure.
and Cody actually they hesitate because they haven't really sung in front of, haven't really sung away from M1A for, like ever. It's usually just them alone or M1A nearby with other people. So I'm gonna roll. I'll roll performance again to see how they do. Oh, they're a bit shaky.
Oh.
They're like you're a familiar face, Mersel, so they feel a little heartened by you. Larry, you're still a bit new to them, but even though you are encouraging, and they kind of go, near Sparks, were we oh, what came next? They managed to get like a little. They sing very quietly. Uh-oh. I think my mom's doing something. Sorry.
Oh
No,
boy.
it's okay.
Oh, she's power washing right next to the window.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Hang on. Quick interruption. I might cut this part out. Yeah, I think you can hear it with my voice and occasionally on its own, but don't think it's that bad right now. Okay, sorry. But yeah, Cody kind of goes, I don't know exactly. Well, I'll try again. I'll try and make it nicer.
Only if you want to. I mean, again, like I said, no pressure. This is all just, for funsies and whatever.
For funsies or whatever. And they kind of hum like, for funsies or whatever. For funsies or whatever. For funsies or whatever. Whatever. And they. Sorry, the power washer next door is just really just throwing me off. I did not know.
No, this is like every time Cody Tree starts singing, like there's someone power washing out in the studio.
That's exactly what happens. There's one of the penguins is power washing the side of the studio, and Cody keeps getting cut off.
Mersel is just like, oh, at this time of the day?
I do not know what they're doing. It's loud and noisy, and
It might be power washing the studio.
Actually, just one moment. Sorry. I'll be right back. Thank you. Anyway,
Noodles.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But yes. Okay, let's rewind a little bit. So Cody has sung not so good, and they're a little disheartened by that because they they they're usually pretty good at it. They're just nerves and messy.
And I think like as they're singing badly, like I think Larry actually like purposefully starts playing a little bit off tune just to sort of like be like, "Yeah, man, we all suck here."
Cody looks over at Larry like, and at first they kind of like bristle a little bit, like it's like, are you making fun of them? But then they kind of realize what you're doing. um, and they start they actually start to parrot back your banjo, and it's in a way that their voice kind of it's a strange noise. It goes a little bit like computery synthesize-y like sounding, like it distorts from their usual speaking voice uh to something computery until it sounds exactly like your banjo. And Mersel, would you like to make an Arcana check?
Ooh, sure.
That's
27.
27. While this is happening, one of Cody's remaining antennae has started glowing, and you realize that they are actually casting you know it as minor illusion, but they are listening to Larry's playing, and they are repeating it back to him.
Aww. I don't think he'll point it out this time. I think he'll just like let the both of them have their fun, basically.
Yeah. And it's it's like off key, and I think at some point Cody realizes that they are sounding like a banjo right now. but they kind of like they tweak the sound a little bit, and they start to roll with it a little bit because they haven't made a sound like that before, but they're hearing this and they're playing it back to you.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, hold on a sec. I need to plug in my laptop.
Oh, no, all good, all good.
All good. There is a brief moment where as like they're just sort of having this moment of synthesis, and I guess make a perception check, both of you guys.
Yeah. Perception. Oh, that's a nat 20 on Cody's part.
That's a nat 20, yeah.
Oh.
Vamp?
I'm here. Sorry. You guys cut out for me for a second. What happened?
I just said you can make a perception check.
Okay, perception, fun. Oh,
that's
okay.
Really good.
Wow, good rolls. Yeah, both of you will notice that, like, as the Cody and Larry are sort of synced up, and Mersel is laying down this funky beat for you to vibe off of. Larry's just banjo starts glowing slightly, and as far as you could tell, there is no further effect from it. It's just like the strings are just sort of like have this uncanny gleam to them in a way.
Oh, interesting. Uh,
Everyone out here getting
getting their jam on.
their magic music vibes in.
Yeah. I think Cody notices this, and they look at Mersel briefly, like do you know what's happening? Do you like Cody's kind of like looking at Mersel with a questioning expression after seeing the glow.
Yeah. And I think Cell, like, does Cell know what's happening?
Because you have never interacted with Larry before, probably not.
Yeah. No, they just share a glance. They're a bit confused.
Yeah.
But they don't know what's happening, but it's neat.
Yeah, it's sure.
And Cody and Cody's just kind of they haven't thought that they're not thinking right now. They're not really like thinking too hard about whether they sound good or whether their voice is sounding fine. They even lapse into singing like the chime of your triangle, Mersel, on occasion, and they're not really thinking about it, and they sing aloud again, and they are and something you feel a presence like surround you entirely, and it's not really like a looming, it's not really like something enclosing you entirely. It's like Larry, you see your room kind of shimmer a little bit. You see your belongings shimmer a bit. Mersel, you see like some kind of like pixelated aura kind of surround the three of you, rise up into this big dome of sorts. And as Cody is singing and having a nice time and feeling relaxed and not really thinking too much about being good at what they're doing, there is suddenly a 10-foot radius, immovable dome around you guys. And Cody has cast a spell around you three. And you guys can see like it's see-through. It's a see-through kind of dome. And it just kind of shimmers a little bit with like pixelated energy. It doesn't seem like threatening or foreboding, but it's very much there. Cody hasn't noticed it.
Yeah, again, I don't think Marcel would bring it up because like Cody, Tree, and Larry are clearly like having like such a genuinely good time. I think he'll just like smile to himself and just continue like tapping at the triangle.
Yeah. Do you want to roll Arcana to know what it is, or is it pretty obvious?
I'll roll. It's a 16.
I'll give it to you because it's pretty straightforward. Cody, in their current state, has cast tiny hut.
Keeping this moment safe.
Keeping this moment nice and safe.
And Larry, who understands very little about magic, but can tell that, well, this sure doesn't seem like anything dangerous or malicious.
Yeah.
He's just like, hell yeah. And yeah, I think it's fair to say that just for a while they just kind of jam it out. They have pockets of sounding really good. They have pockets of being off key and just sort of messing around. And it's just a solid few minutes of throwing spaghetti against the wall.
Yeah.
And eventually Larry sort of stops after sort of fiddling out the tune, and he goes, nice.
And Cody goes, nice.
Nice.
And I think at this point I am going to say a loud voice from a little ways away goes, query, what is nice?
This.
And Larry, just outside your door, someone is rapidly knocking.
I believe that's M1A.
Larry, like, it's not locked.
M1A just like shoves the door open. They don't use the door handle. They just shove the door open. They're in their UFO mode, and they look like they've like sped all the way over here. And they go, Cody friend, are you all right? Are you hurt? What happened? You were gone. You left. Oh, and you left a note, and I didn't know where you went. And Cody goes like, and Cody exclaims at M1A's presence, but for a moment they still sound like a banjo. They make a loud banjo strum with their voice, and then they go, and then they kind of flinch and tap their head a little bit, and the effect goes away, and they go, M1A, are you okay? You were asleep, so I left a note. I said I was going to ask Mersel for help, and so I left you a blanket, and I left you Luna, and I left you a note, and but no, I'm okay. And M1A darts over. Vamp is muted, and
No.
This is the FPS of many interruptions from all angles.
Sometimes it do be like that.
It do be like that. But we will be wrapping up soon. I'm just doing the quick end thing.
Okay. Oh, Cody. Cute baby darling.
Cute baby darling who needs a little bit of help with expression.
Don't we all?
Yep. Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Hello.
I died.
Oh no!
You got cut
Hey,
off.
at least you died in the middle of someone else dying.
Yeah. It was convenient deaths for all involved.
Oh.
Yeah, Yeah, sorry, you got cut off whenever you were saying,
Oh, just, they need help with expression, and don't we all?
yeah.
They maybe came to the two worst people for that, but it worked
Absolutely.
out, so.
Yeah. No, it was kind of what I was counting on.
Yeah, Larry doesn't explain emotions so good in words.
Yeah.
That's why he has music
That's
for.
why he's got music for it, yeah. And Cody can maybe remix that music on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Back.
Vamp, hey!
Hell yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hello.
It's getting kind of close to my cutoff where I'm probably gonna have to.
We're wrapping up, so. But yes, so M1A has bust in and gone.
Yeah.
Query is hello, Mersel friend. Hello. Oh.
What's up? I'm Larry.
Hello, Larry. Larry Mask. Oh, Cody friend, are you all right? You went off and said that it was an emergency and you needed Marcel's help. Did you get help? Is everything okay? And Cody's like, yeah, I think everything's okay. I think everything's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry anybody or splash anybody with bad feelings. But and M1A frowns and goes, "Oh, well, that is okay."
I'm sorry, Icky. You just cut out from the start of that and then just came back with "that is okay."
Oh no! Oh no! Damn it! I wish I could hear it on your end. Basically, Cody said, they're sorry that if they splash M1A with bad feelings, and M1A said it was okay.
Oh.
It's okay. Feelings are messy. You know that. I know that really well. And M1A looks at both of you and says, "Oh, is there music happening here?"
Oh yeah. You want in?
And M1A is gonna roll hammer space really quickly. Yeah. M1A has immediately pulled out their little toy drum. And they go,
Nice.
yeah, that would be great. Observation. I am feeling a little bit stressed right now. So I have to hit this thing really hard.
Absolutely. Beat it out. And he just strikes a really intense off out of tune chord on the banjo.
Hell yeah. Mersel, are you jamming with that triangle?
Absolutely.
And a cacophony in which the studio has never heard echoes from the prop storage. It sounds, maybe to some people, it sounds okay. It's mostly noise, but that's okay.
And that's all it needs to be.
That's all it needs to be. And I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, Yay.
Yay! I'm so sorry for all the interruptions and because
Not
they were
your
happening
fault.
on but this was a lot of fun.
It was. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Glad we did it.
We did it. Thank you guys so much for
Yay.
playing with me. I had a lovely time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad finally Larry knows who Mersel is, and
Yeah.
Mersel knows who Larry is.
Yes.
Larry had met these very precious little UFOs
Yeah.
who yep,
Yeah.
these kids.
Awesome. Alrighty. I'm going to stop the recording here. But thank you guys so much. And thank you, listeners of the future, for listening. And please take care and see you next time. Oh no, I got caught off right here. Damn it. Oh well. Take care and goodbye.